Welcome everyone to Young at Heart, session 79D, as in David, great King David the King. I'm Father James DeLucio with the concluding segment of my grand tour of my room at the Paulist Fathers Rectory. This is a redo, a do-over, because for the 3 people who saw the last video, I manipulated the camera incorrectly. There were times when the items I'm describing were upside down or sideways. So here we go for a formal, more correct tour of my room. As we concluded yesterday, I was giving you a reminiscence of the sculpture of the Blessed Virgin Mary, Queen of the Angels, that I purchased in Bethlehem and took a year to pay off. But I'm so very thankful that the money was used well for the Christians in Bethlehem, a minority group of Palestinians who continue to struggle there in the Holy Land. Some wonderful photographs here. I had mentioned you've already seen my godson Vincent. This is Addison and Annabelle, my darling Justine, my first niece. These are her 2 children. And I guess I could bring you really quick back all the way over here. This was the picture of them when Annabelle was 1, maybe, I guess about 1, and Addison was 3. There, and now, of course, this is far more contemporary. God bless them. My dear brother Edward, his wife Jennifer, and their daughter Abigail. There you go. You've seen already my sister Jeannie. Here she is when she was just a year old. There we go. I remember this, actually. I'm 3 years older than Jeannie, and I remember this birthday party for her when she was 1 year old. She had a cake that was in the shape of an elephant, pink, with coconut. I remember loving it. This is Edward's children, his eldest son, Sean, and Amanda when they were little. As I mentioned, Amanda just had a child of her own, little Daxton, so you see him there. One of my favorite pictures of Vincent when he was 3. And we have a triptych here. So many of these beautiful items were gifts. These are friends of mine from San Luis Obispo, California, former parishioners in Los Angeles, who gave me this as a going away present. We have some more icons. Addison as an infant, Annabelle as an infant on their baptism. I got to baptize both of them. Over here, we have Nicholas Markel, the iconographer, a dear friend that I've been speaking about, his wife Signe, their daughter Grace, who is my goddaughter. They subsequently have a son, Aaron. Grace is in college now, and Aaron, I don't have a picture of him in a frame, so I'm not going to go digging through my drawers for you, but know that they're a family of 4 now. My dear friend Catherine Mommer in Minneapolis. Let's see if I can get some of that glare out of it. From there we go. There's Catherine, a great witness. Like today is the feast of the Blessed Virgin as Mother of the Church, is a great witness to the Church. Catherine's a great witness to the Church. She's a woman of prayer, of the fire in the belly. She's one of the founders and coordinators of Peace House, a welcoming place for the people on the street in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and a good time, long time friend. It's a beautiful family too. Her daughter and her son-in-law live in Iowa now, and they're very active in church ministry. Micah, her son-in-law, is a professor of theology. Back to the Markels, this beautiful icon of Michael the Archangel. Very important to me. My name is James Michael Paul DeLucio, and Michael's one of my patrons, and again another gift from the Markels. And he's a wonderful iconographer. You can find out more about him at Markel Studios. Just look him up, Nicholas Markel, and he has a beautiful website, so you may enjoy looking Nicholas up. Here is a beautiful face of Jesus. Again, I was doing a mission on evangelization with my partner at the time, Christine, and we were given these by a woman very appreciative of our ministry. Same with the little bird, Follow Your Dreams, a gift from a parishioner at one of my missions, and then from my friends Kathy Zimmer and Peters and her son Misha Peters. They gave me this lovely item. It's a little like rosary box. I put my rosaries in there. That was a gift from them. I remember Marianne Cosgrove, a very lovely woman, parishioner at St. Paul the Apostle. She was director of our weddings. She was wedding coordinator, but she was also an artist. And she put this icon of St. Joseph and the infant Jesus on tile and gave me this as a going away present from after my 6 years in Los Angeles. You can tell it's St. Joseph because he's holding his staff that blooms into a lily. You may know the legend when the priests of the temple called together the eligible men to take care of the young Virgin Mary. They brought their staffs, and after prayer, the one whose staff would miraculously bloom into flower would be the one to take care of the Virgin. And that, of course, became Saint Joseph. So we continue to move on. Oh, here's one of my favorite pictures of Justine and me at a wedding. And let's see if I can get the glare out of it. Well, here we are at the wedding. It's, there we go. That's Justine is on the left, far left, with her husband, Alan. That's Alan's brother, Richard, Nancy, the bride, and me. And it was a great wedding. And here Justine and I are dancing. We were having so much fun. A woman came up to Justine afterwards and said, "That man's not a priest, he's having too much fun." So they should not be mutually exclusive. All right, so then here is another bookshelf. These are all my paperbacks. Some of them I've completed. Some of them I'm still about to read. You know how it goes. These are my classical Blu-rays and DVDs, operas and Shakespeare. And we move up here to some more of my favorite photographs. This is of my sister Jeannie and her two daughters. It's almost 20 years old, but aren't they gorgeous? Huh? That's Justine, who now you've met, Jeannie you've seen, and Veronica, who you've seen at the beginning in our first tour when I entered into my room for the first time. This is taken of Jeannie and Vincent. Let's see, can I get the glare out of it a little bit? I love that picture too. Justine, when with her first son Addison. How do I get the glare out? It's hard. It's hard to have the light on there, but there they are. You can see them. My parents with Vincent and Addison. Again, Addison's 13, Vincent's 15 going on 16 now. Here's Justine when she was a very little girl with her dog Dandy Man. Justine again on her college graduation picture. Takes your breath away. My first goddaughter, it's Edna Grace Legg. There she is. When she was 3, she always reminded me of Goldilocks. And she's now a grown woman, about 40-ish, very accomplished woman in real estate and mortgage field. All right, then we move here to the last wall. We're coming to the end. Aren't you thankful for that picture of my mom and Vincent? These these CDs, I do help the economy by making these purchases. It's supporting culture and the arts and the economy. Paulist Fathers are committed to the intersection of faith and culture, and so we have to make purchases of culture in order to analyze and talk about it. These are all my books at my bed, and I'm happy to tell you that I've started all of them and have not finished all of them at the same time. So pulling back a little bit, some more wonderful pictures of people in my life. You certainly are welcome to send me a photo if you wish. I may not have the ability to frame it, but I'll keep it in my picture box. Everyone's included in my prayers there. Let's see what else. Oh, I have this little bit of collection. I'm so fond of Tolkien and the Lord of the Rings. Here is the capital of Rohan, the horse people, significant especially in the second part of the Lord of the Rings trilogy movie. There's my father and Veronica and Amanda from a few years ago. Vincent, another great picture, my godson, and Amy Lee Amos. For some reason, I love the Amos family. He's a deacon in Los Angeles. And this little girl who's now very successful adult, I just kept it there. I have this from the Lord of the Rings trilogy when I purchased the Blu-rays, the DVDs that came with that, and then Gollum, who's a reminder that there's a little dark side in everybody. We have a wedding of a lovely, wonderful friend, Kim Kresh, who married Eric Kretsch. And there they are on their wedding day. And then Deacon Paul, now in heaven, great fellow in Minneapolis, St. Paul. This print is of the cathedral, St. Paul Cathedral in London, given to me, again, my sister Jeannie and Charles gave it to me because I love to sing Tuppence a Bag at the Church of St. Paul as part of my missions. The last, well, actually, I'm probably going to have to do another one. We're 12 minutes already. So I'm going to explain this beautiful painting by Chris Green in Los Angeles. And I'll end with a review of all of these are my patron saints. So I'll conclude now and we'll bring back to 79E, as in my brother Edward. Thanks for joining me, and I will sign off now with a look, of course, at some of my icons. That's a good way to end. See you soon. Bye.